I've seen like a little bit of this game, and the only like bit I've seen really was that it starts off like in a kind of pretty and calm outside area, and then goes into like a spooky house. I think I saw a little bit of spooky house, but that was it. It was like some kind of quick look at it or something. But I'm interested to see what this actually has going for it, because from what I saw, it looked pretty decent. It's definitely going to be mainly puzzles, which hopefully I can handle them very well. I heard that the original edition of the game, the puzzles were pretty esoteric. If you don't know what to do, try wearing the masks. I feel like there's some way you can make a joke about how you put on masks in society or something, but then that also is a bit esoteric. But anyways, original version of the game, puzzles were apparently very hard to solve. This one I heard fixes at least one of the puzzles that I saw as a reference. So, that being said, I fully am willing to look up how to solve some puzzles if it gets to that point. Hopefully, I'm a smart-brained boy, though. Don't let the fear of the dark keep you from discovering the truth. Whatever you say, my bro. I still recall the ecstasy of the sun piercing through the trees. In my restless dreams, I see that town. While our hours passed along with the chanting of the wind blowing across the mountains. I hoped that I had forgotten you forever and ever. Anna, my love. I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time I see the name Anna, I think it's like just Anne, like a silent A at the end. This is the house that keeps appearing in my nightmares. No doubt about what, like, weird nightmares. How did I end up here anyway? Oh, those cliffs are a little crusty. I feel as if I walked here in a trance. But now I'm past the gates. I must figure out why I keep dreaming about her. I'm in dire need of answers. What are my buttons? Can I pick up this twig? I have a twig now. Already starting strong. Can I pick up this rock? Yeah! Good. Are we playing like a survival game? Like I can tie the twig and pebble together to make a hammer of some kind? Do I have an inventory? It's a nice little menu. Interesting, it's like a town. Does not seem to be where I want to be, though. Select. Triangle. Ooh, a book. What the? How did I end up here? This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. This is the sawmill I keep seeing in my dreams, but I don't understand. Am I awake? Or still asleep? In my restless dreams, I'm always outside the fence. I need to stop. I need to just read. I thought about starting to quote Sora in Kingdom Hearts 1 at the beginning about is any of this real? I need to stop though. In my dreams, I'm always out, especially if there's a lot of text to read. I'm always outside the fence, but not this time. I want to find out what's hidden here. I somehow feel that in that house, I will find the answers to all my questions. And maybe her, too. I can't sleep. I've got splitting headache. I'm writing just so I can survive due to the discomfort. Anesthetics have been useless as so far the few moments of relief are always followed by sharp stabs of agony. While in bed, I roll my head trying to find a position that might stop or mitigate the pain, yet it's all been hopeless. When I close my eyes, I see that town. It sounds like I hear the noise of foliage caressed by the wind, as if they were composing a symphony using my sore bones. Looks like I can see images from that scene, the sky and the mountains. Oddly enough, my vision is blurred, but despite the fact that I don't recognize the place, I have the feeling I've already been there. This migraine must be playing tricks on me. I despise the mountains, and I would never wish to go there. Mountains are cool. Shut up, man. The few times I've gone up to the mountains, I didn't stay more than a single day, too afraid of Bigfoot. Never ventured into the woods, nor gone on hiking trails. I must rest my head upon a pillow. I'm feeling faint from the pain. How many... Okay. Wait. That's a lot. We're gonna be reading for a little bit. There's definitely some clues in there, too. Today's lesson shocked him. That's where I was, right? No, because... Wait. Where did the picture come from? Was the picture there? Am I going crazy? Today's lesson shocked him when I told him how it was common for a knight in the Middle Ages to rape poor countrywomen they would happen to meet walking alone on the street. Some of them stared at me. Yeah, maybe you don't bring that up in a casual conversation, my bro. The girls in particular seemed aghast and disturbed. Why would they? As if I were telling them a fictitious story. I don't think that's the problem. Nevertheless, there is many an old song, usually not to be found in anthology school books, extolling this practice and even glorifying rape as a privilege of knighthood towards women of subordinate classes. In summation, knights would romantically kneel before damsels and unleash themselves upon young shepherdesses. Shepherdesses is not something that I knew existed as a word. 'Twas worse still when I told him that in some alpine communities, rape was... Why? Who are you telling this to? Rape was even a means to marriage. Beyond any formality, the raped woman was bound to become the bride of her abuser. Life wasn't easy back then, and there wasn't much time for courtship. Such behavior may seem revolting nowadays. Yeah! Viewing it from a modern perspective, yet what's even more terrifying is how human beings have forgotten the memory of those perpetrated horrors, and how they tend to willingly ignore them when put before their very eyes. Struggling with feelings of disgust caused by the topic of said lesson that I taught yesterday, some students have even begun giving me the title of Professor Pervert. Deserving. If that bloody headache hadn't returned, I'd have even laughed at such a stupid and unimaginative nickname. So he's a teacher. And he just was like, yo, listen, I'm gonna talk with you kids about rape. What grade are you teaching? Today, something peculiar happened while I was searching for some stuff, just some souvenirs, I guess. Amid a mess of old cardboard boxes in the cellar, I noticed an unfamiliar box half buried among the others. I often go down to the basement, but I had never noticed this one before. I didn't even recognize it. Therefore, I immediately decided to find out what was inside. Reaching it wasn't an easy task. I had to move a couple of big boxes full of ethnic junk too. Why did I read that as of? Clear my way through. Why do I keep all this garbage? But eventually I managed to take it out of that heap. I found some photos inside. They had been placed in a makeshift envelope made out of sheets of manila paper tied with twine. A note rested on the package, which had turned completely light yellow, and on the note was written, Dias Valley. Those photos can't be mine. I've never been to that place. In truth, I've never been to the Oyster Valley region at all. I don't know why, but discovering these photos filled me with unease. I brought them home, but I haven't found the courage to look at them yet. If I recall, I think I saw something that this is made by Italian developers, so I don't know if this is in Italy. I don't know those places. I woke up several times tonight. Each time I walked past the envelope containing the photos, convinced that I would open it. I always refrained from doing so. The headaches have returned, stronger than ever, with those visions of trees in the moments of most intense pain. I believe I even heard a voice, or was it perhaps whistling? I can't sleep anymore. Why haven't I found the courage to look at those photos? Today I gave a terrible lecture, more terrible than the rape lecture? For I was in a gloomy mood, and my students took notice of it. I often jabbered gibberish rather than teaching. I became aware of it, but I wasn't able to get a firm grip on myself. My thoughts were jumbled in my mouth. I don't know why, but I can't stop thinking about those photographs. Look at these photographs. During every single instant of the day, they say that I suddenly began to fix my gaze upon one of the co-ed ladies. I always have a trouble reading co-ed because I expect like a dash in the middle. Marco, my assistant, told me that I stood... so this guy's name's going to be Polo. Until we get a real name, his name's Polo. That I stood frozen like that for an entire minute in a complete silence. He said I had an absent stare. What does that mean? Luckily, I pulled myself together and continued talking, as if nothing had happened. I can't remember anything. It was like a kind of blackout in my coherent stream of consciousness. Dude, you were drunk. The mother goddess, I gave a lecture on this particular topic today. What kind of teacher are you? When I introduced the concept of the Visica Piscis, they all burst into laughter. Is that like a genital thing? One immediately pointed out that it looked like a vagina. Oh, is that it? Does it? I complimented his observation, explaining that he wasn't wrong, and in fact it symbolized maternity in general, and that each one of us originated from there. I also explained that in the Middle Ages, the Vesica Piscis, also called mandorla, was used to frame holy pictures of God. Again, they burst out laughing. They still don't fully realize that attempts at removing sexuality from culture is quite a recent scourge. This guy sounds like such an asshole. Then I told him about the trapezoid. Wait, what? Trapezoid, the 3 interlocking spirals, and the 3 crescent moons, and other symbols. What's the trapezoid a symbol of? I just thought it was a shape. They seemed particularly interested, not at the whole vagina talk. At the end of class, I handed out photocopies of the hymn to Isis, and spoke about the role of women in ancient civilizations. Often considerably different symbols encompass similar concepts. If it weren't for the headache, it would have been a perfect lesson. It says you. What is... I need to look up what this Visicus Piscus is. It's not just that, is it? Because these have to... Like, I think realistically you would think that he would be teaching, like, college-age kids. With the co-eds, I think. I don't know. I don't know when you use the term co-ed, but... It's like you're teaching kids about cleavage with rocks. Yeah, that's it. That's just it. Like, sure, if you want to go there, but that's very childish. Maybe I'm the downer. I'm Tysus because I am the first and the last. I am the venerate and the despised one. I am the prostitute and the saint. I am the bride and the virgin. I am the mother and the daughter. I am my mother's arms. I am the sterile one. Yet my children are numerous. I am the married one and the unmarried one. I am she who gives birth, and she who has never given birth. I am the consolation for the pains of childbirth. I am the bride and the groom, and it was my man who nurtured my fertility. I am my father's mother, I am my husband's sister, and he is my rejected son. Respect me always, as I am the scandalous and the magnificent one. The photos, god damn it, I can't look at them. Was that the part of the hymn, Tysus? We're almost done. We're almost done. Listen. Very important details, I'm assuming. I simply collapsed. I couldn't even enter the classroom. Found myself lying on the ground, my head between my hands, with a swarm of students surrounding me and asking whether I was feeling well. The voices became noise and then nothing. I woke up at the hospital. According to the medical staff, it wasn't a heart attack or a stroke, nor a nervous breakdown. It was as if I switched myself off. Sounds like a blackout. Without going into a coma, I've been admitted for 3 days, but all the tests have led nowhere. Ultimately, the doctors merely recommended that I rest a bit and prescribed me a more substantial diet than the one I had been following. The provost agreed with that and granted me 5 weeks off, instead of the 2 recommended by my physician. Just in time for the closure of the academic year. My assistants will handle the examinations. The trees, an old crone who talks with wolves. Then the woods, the wind, 2 peaks, a creek in a building that looks like it was wedged into a motionless world as ancient as Earth itself. The sun wraps around everything. The clouds are walking across the valley, and the silence of time slips by in the immensity in which I abandon myself. Everything fades away as the morning approaches. I'm dominated by an inkling of vagueness. I feel my body is growing heavy like a boulder. I didn't get any benefit from 3 days of absolute rest. And the photos are still wrapped up on the table. Look at the photos! Marco visited me today and reported on how things are going back at the university. Sitting at a small table, I made the pretense of observing him and paying attention to what he was saying. I asked him if he wanted some coffee. He nodded and told me he would help himself. You should rest, he said, raising a smile, smirking. I've told you numerous times not to address me in such a polite way, I replied. Oh, that was me being an asshole. Letting him do so. A few minutes later, he returned from the kitchen carrying a little tray with 2 coffee cups. He's so clumsy. He stumbled, spilling the steaming hot coffee on the package with the photos inside. Everything happened as quick as a flash. Regaining his balance and realizing what he had just done, he opened the envelope to remove the stained pages, allowing the liquid to pass through it. Without uttering a word, he handed me the photographs while he cleaned. As soon as I held them in my hands, I felt shivers run through my whole body, and that uneasy feeling that hasn't abandoned me during the past weeks turned into horror. The first image showed 2 mountains. With a choked voice, I whispered, Castor and Pollux. Amazing that I recognized them. I began to browse through the photos. After cleaning examining the mess, Marco came closer to gaze at those old photos with me. Why have some of them been torn? He asked. No clue, I replied in a huff, for no reason. I can't even recall having been in those places. Unfortunately, there was no doubt. Some of the torn photographs also featured me. There were shots of several locations. Paris, Champolac, Palaz. When was I there? Who was with me? Why were those photos ripped apart? Filled with questions, I no longer heed it, Marco. So after a couple of minutes, he fabricated some excuse I didn't even hear so that he could take leave. I flipped through the photos more and more fervently, as if they were a dream sequence of which I was seeking to make sense. Only after many hours did I stand up from the chair to lay the photos on the table, and only then did I notice that one of the photographs had fallen to the ground underneath it. It must have fallen when Marco removed them from the envelope to save them from the coffee. I picked it up, looking at it for a few seconds, and then fell upon the floor, limp as a corpse. The old sawmill I had seen in the photos appeared to be in my dreams. I reached it, but I couldn't go nearer. I wasn't able to enter the surrounding fence, as if it were an invisible barrier. When I saw her, I was caught in a trance. Now as then, she was on the doorstep, and her immense beauty illuminated the oneric walls in which I was imprisoned. She seemed sad and didn't talk to me. When I came round again, soaked in the morning sun, my doubts were gone. I must go to the Dias Valley, or better, should I say, return to. I will bring a few things with me in this notebook, where I hope I'll be able to write how this crazy story ends. Anna, how could I forget you? Well, that was, what was that, triangle? Triangle just gets notebook out. There's an inventory. Did I crouch? It felt like I crouched. I must have stood on a rock. Alright, what's this inventory? Myself is a puzzle. Interact with myself? In self. No. Not a good look. Huh. So I can combine stuff. Where do I unselect? Examine self. I don't feel well here. There is something wrong. What is that symbol? Stick. A wooden branch. It seems durable. Seems like a stick, bro. All the documents I have. No signal. I was gonna ask with the notebook, perhaps for the best since I'm in no mood to speak with anyone, if this is actually like modern day or not, and I guess it isn't because that's like an older phone. Oh, and that brings me just back to notes. So, oh, I do have a next page. With rock. Oh god. I keep holding. It's weird to have the triggers being a button. If you can believe it. Combine with stick. Combine with lighter. Can I want to examine rock. This could be useful for chasing away small animals. Is that a problem here? Alright, well. Intuitions. I don't know what that means. I guess we have like a health bar. Looks like some kind of deadly premonition thing. Main door. It won't budge. It's a main door to the sawmill. It's shut. Hit like square on that, so that was more of an explanation. Can I run? Oh, I was crouching. I can pick up more pebbles. This could be useful. Yeah, same. I've already got one. Okay, excuse me. Man who just picked up a pebble for no reason. I can't go over the Babbling Brook. Empty canteen seems useful. How do I actually use it? No, I don't want to combine. The water is pristine and inviting. Gazing at its crystal clear surface almost makes you thirsty. If only I had an empty canteen. Alright, so if I interact now? Oh, okay. So when I put it in the middle of the screen, that's when it becomes an object I can use. It's full. I've solved the puzzle. Some screen tearing I'm seeing here. Is there anything else? Door. It's closed. Open it. Maybe it's possible to open it from the inside. Okay. That, like, brick looks unique. Door. This thing. Why do I need water? Look at... I shaped. Magnificent carving, despite its simplicity, the etching was massively crafted. Cool. What am I... There's something inside. So, break it? I have a rock. What did my... Oh, I guess because it became a new item, it's... Activate. Yeah! Can I not reach it right now? Stick. Activate. Stick. Yeah! Solving puzzles. Let me find another rock to pick up. I don't need it anymore. Then why were there 3 of them? Sorted rocks are scattered across the ground. Very cool. What is intuitions, though? I don't have any. Seems weird to me. Alright, let me look at what I actually grabbed then. Gear piece. Unselect, I need to examine. Some piece of gear, how did it turn up on this notch? This is like mist, my man. I didn't see any gear thing to put it in. Can't do anything with the water wheel. Did the door have some gear thing going on? Oh, it's just blocked. There's a little boulder. It looks broken. Maybe I can fix it somehow. Well, I mean, we have a gear. Windows bolt to... There's no way to pass through here. We just need to figure out where the mechanism is. Break that. Can't do anything with the door. Grab some logs. Press the little boulder. Oh, there we go. There's a little thing right there. Little string. Good thing I have a pocket knife. Doesn't let me activate pocket knife. It's called folding knife. Done. I cut the rope. No way I can't make it with my bare hands. Throw phone. Oh, really? The stick actually worked? I did not think the stick would be strong enough for that. Dry wooden branch. It looks pretty sturdy. Why is that there? Dark corner. I can't see anything. If only I had a lighter. I need to find a lighter. It's kind of awkward to me to control this radial wheel. I wonder if it's better on PC. I need to light the wood. Well, I mean, we got the thing for mechanism. Rather strange, it seems to be missing some parts. I think I can actually speed through that, so that's good to know. Oh, I kept the string. Cool. You know what? This probably isn't good enough because I need to combine. So I need to find another gear piece. Maybe stop crouching. Pile of rocks. Just more brook. Why did I get the water? What would the water do for me? Plant it on the tree. And that still isn't anything, right? It looks suspicious. I could probably Windows bolt it. More pebbles. Is that something in the water? Oh, it's just weird grass. I can't, like, leave, right? I need to stop crouch walking. It's making me feel silly. I don't think I can do anything with the barred window. I still have my stick. Bam! Could start mashing things. There's not like the other part in here, right? Of the gear. Doesn't look like it. Those vines are weird looking. Bash some doors in. Bam! I'm not seeing anything I can really interact with. Which is a bit of a problem. These butterflies know what's up. Pile of rocks. Someone must have stacked them like this on purpose. So because it was... Oh, I can hold. Because of the specific spot. There's something, you know, I know. Dirty object. How dirty is it? It's so dirty. If only I could combine it with some water. No? Maybe if I examine it first. Let's coat it with dirt. I can't figure out what it could be. Maybe if I canteen with... Please? Like, it's covered in dirt. What else would I guess I could just dunk it in the water here. Which would be an easier solution. I just assumed maybe it was... I've cleaned it with water. It's some piece of gear. How could it have wound up under those rocks? Someone did it on purpose. Wrong thing. Alright, so... Now I can start combining. They fit together perfectly. Are they actually, like, fit together? Yeah, okay. I kind of was assuming that string would be a good way to hook them together. Gear has been fixed now. Like, if this pile of rock wasn't here, I would have totally examined this one instead. I just assumed, like, you know, random flowers. Obviously, it does kind of stand out because of the butterflies. Did I run there? Kind of... Oh, God, what is happening when I hit L1? Gets weird. Okay. Got distracted. It's so weird having this dry branch just hang out right here. It should work now. Don't forget to close the little door, though. Don't want to be rude about it. Even if it's on fire and probably is a hazard now. Did I Zelda unlock it? I suppose so. Well, that was the whole feel-good section. Most of it was spent reading. But now we're going to be inside the scary sawmill. Often we fear what we don't understand. There's no need to panic. I need to admit, I'm not really good with scary games. All the candles and lamps have been lit. Does someone still live here? Why did they have a weird mist door? Old handkerchief. It's in a very bad shape. Fear it might crumble in my hands. I want to read it, my man. I guess I need like a magnifying glass. Voss. Some flowers in it. Oddly enough, they haven't wilted in the dark. Look at that weird mist wall. Feels kind of cozy right now. Old saw, unfortunate it's broken. Do I have intuition yet? What was... Huh. Decrepit boards. What is L1? Do I have controls? It's gonna take 12 years. Because it kind of like pushed me towards something. Center camera. And select as a help option. Didn't even see it actually helping me before. The way it centers the camera is very weird. Alright, but yeah, this helps though, because I didn't realize. Just pull these. A lot of boards over here. They have to be important. Oh, I could have picked it up. Seals and their usage. Note of some kind. Is that a intuition? No. And I can't move this around. Documents, maybe. Yes. Oh, God, reading! Not that much. These seals, therefore, if created and positioned befittingly on the doors, as explained hitherto, will render it impossible to be opened by those who do not ken the ritual needed to destroy the power and melt the immaterial binds, of which the seal is a padlock. It is a manner of putting to the test the resolution, the will, and the intelligence of whoever seeks to break it. In this manner, only those who demonstrate to be worthy of the treasures of knowledge contained beyond that door can access it, and only strength and intelligence used together will be the key to access such treasures. You forgot about courage, man! And treasures of secrets. The rest of the volume will illustrate the manner for melting these seals, including the ritual and the necessary equipment for such an objective. Much will already be known to those who are knowledgeable in alchemy practices, or ken the connection between matter. Like, I'm not wrong, right? That looks like ken. Between matter and form. But we want to help those who are totally ignorant of such matters, so this is alchemy for dummies. Thanks, I appreciate it. So as to provide a point of departure for those wishing to also conjure harder magic spells and rituals into practice. It's just a bunch of eyeballs. What remains of Edith's Fitch to be described is the seal called that of the 5 eyes. Well, I don't see how you got the name 5 eyes. As it is kenned by those who know magic and spells, it is one of the most powerful seals one can find and represents the maximum test of value and knowledge for those who try to melt it, because it is intended to safeguard the secrets of the species, which raises the most pity in those who are virtuous. Whoever possesses the courage to try will have to use the symbols of the deepest essence and must be willing to make some sacrifices. In fact, after having united the ceremonial knife with the most refined substance of fire, as we have hitherto described, whoever seeks to accomplish the ritual will have to use the knife upon himself to shed the blood in uncontaminated water, so that a sort of bridge is created which connects the warm and dry elements to a cold and wet one. It is important, however, that to stabilize this connection, a source of sunlight must be present to hit the water with its rays. If everything is performed correctly, the seal will melt and the candidate will be capable of seeing the image interpreted as if it were present inside of him, as these seals usually do when the preliminary ritual is performed successfully. In the particular case of the seal of the 5 eyes, one must remember that it is destined to contain a source of intimate pain and torment. The brave one must recognize the pain of the mother and show pity and compassion through contact with the face of the innocent. As per rule, the seal provides an incomplete representation which the celebrant must complete, establishing a connection to the material world through what he can find externally near the place where the seal was found, and which form parts of such place. As demonstration of the proper execution of the rite, the officer will witness a vision as the struggle of the mother is remembered through the operations described here. He will witness her cry. I hope I don't have to remember that stuff, because that sounds complicated. Oh no! There's the seal. And another book. I hear creaking, and that already upsets me. Fire. Lid of stove. It's already all, like, visible. What is that? Broken table. I don't need to stop for a meal. Funny man, that's what I wanted. The sharp fragment. Solidly stuck at the table. If I want to take it, I'll have to hit it with some. Good thing I have this strong stick. I still can't believe that stick's working. The branch snapped. They weep every night they weep. I'm already spooked.